Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review a horror film that came out earlier this year. It's actually from France, and obviously I didn't get to see this in theaters, but I got to check it out on Amazon, actually on Netflix. Sorry, you should go check it out on Netflix. And it's called Raw, and boy is this a unsettling film. And this is about a young woman who goes to veterinary school, and she's a vegetarian, and then she gets there and they make her eat meat, and then she likes human meat. And boy does this film go places. And it's very interesting, very powerful, very unsettling film that works so well at doing what it's supposed to be doing. But honestly, at some point I feel like it goes a little bit too far and kind of turned me off of the film a bit. But I heard a lot of great things about this film from some other reviewers that I watch, and I wanted to give this a chance and go check it out. And it was on Netflix, so it was an easy watch. And well, not it wasn't so easy of an actual watch, but to find it and sit there and watch it. So, and I apologize beforehand with all the names I'm about to butcher. Sorry. So Julia Ducournau, who is the one who wrote and directed this film, I feel like does a good job of balancing the story, because honestly the progression of it and how this film fleshes out wasn't intended, but pun. But this film, I feel like, takes a good natural pace to it and goes places and builds off of each other that we're supposed to be getting to, and it feels very clean and natural, and this film doesn't feel boring. The characters are interesting, the interactions are engaging, and does this film really do what it's setting out to do? Yes, it does, by making you feel very unsettled and really digging in on you. Because there's some scenes where I almost got nauseous and kind of had to almost stop watching the film. And was that the intention? Not to make you stop watching the film, but yeah, it was the intention to make you feel that way. But it adversely affected me and almost made me want to shut the film off, which honestly I never think is a good thing. I think those are moments where you're going too far, and I think that's the biggest thing that this film has, is that it goes too far with some things. Tonally, this film sets you up and you know something weird's happening, and it's unsettling and building of tension, which is really well done. I'm not going to take anything away from the actual technical aspects of this film, because it's a really well done film. Cinematographer Ruben Impens does a fantastic job of setting up some great shots and giving this film a very beautiful and yet bleak look to it, and I think that balances very well in this film and what it's trying to accomplish, because boy as hell is this film bleak about people wanting to eat people, and I think that balances very well. The story is very interesting. It's an engaging story, and it has some interesting twists and builds up to some things. The characters, you do get some well-developed main characters with this young woman and her sister and this male friend that they have, and mostly I feel like things are very well set up in this film. And in terms of trying to actually, with like the dialogue, I'm gonna admit I'm not the hugest fan of foreign language films, and I don't want to sound like it's like, oh, if it's not in English, blah, 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 blah. The main reason I'm not a huge fan of watching films with subtitles is I get distracted trying to read the subtitles and not actually fully engrossing in the visual storytelling that's going on, and I think that's distracting. And that happened in this film. This film's in French, trying to read all the dialogue. Did I potentially miss some of it? Maybe. But I think the dialogue is very interesting and feels very real and engaging. And in terms of this film, this could take a really dark, deep look at certain things, and using this as a great metaphor, and it's very powerful and very well flourished and very utilized. So I think overall this is a very powerful film. The music by Jim Williams is unsettling, to say the least, and there's moments where it just like hits you really hard, and catches you off guard and really well done. In terms of the acting, the young woman and her sister, played by Garance Marillet and Ella Rumpf, I think they both do fantastic jobs. They really sell this film. You feel the descent going on with both these characters, and slowly getting to a point where it's like they don't feel human anymore, and it's really interesting and very animalistic, and I think they both do a really good job in this film. Overall, I think this is a very effective horror film. It really hits where it needs to hit, but in my personal opinion, I think it goes too far and is alienating to the point where it's like it's harming its own success with how far it goes. And I personally am probably going to be a little too harsh with this grade, but because it is a very well done film, but I'm going to give Raw a B.